In this video, we will go over your company settings on EverTransit Dispatch. You would go to settings here on the left-hand corner, and the first thing that will come up is company details. The company details section is where you will enter all information pertaining to your company. Under company information, you can enter a company name, a company legal name if it differs, your support email for customers to contact you, an email banner image, which has to be a PNG or JPEG file and in an URL format. You can also use an online image uploader such as Imgur or Google Drive to host a logo and get a URL. You can change the time zone for your reports and the distance units to either miles or kilometers. To require customer phone numbers, make sure that this box is checked. If it is not checked, dispatchers and customers will be able to create rides without having a phone number added to their account. It's important to note that if this box is checked and you upload a list of customers, those customers must have a phone number, otherwise it'll fail. Auto dispatching. Auto dispatching is a powerful feature that automatically assigns rides to the nearest, most available driver when a new ride is created. After the ride is assigned to a particular driver, they have the option to accept or reject the assignment. You can specify how long the driver has to respond to an assignment before it is sent to the next closest available driver. To turn on auto dispatching, you would go to Settings, Company Details, and click on this Turn On button here. You will see several options. Reassignment interval. First, you can decide the reassignment interval in seconds. The reassignment interval is the amount of time a driver has to accept or reject a pending ride. If your driver does not respond to the assignment before this time frame, the ride will automatically be assigned to the next driver. Early dispatching for pre-scheduled rides. This is the amount of time before the ride start time, where the driver is first assigned. You have the option to have this disabled so that pre-scheduled rides will not be dispatched early, or to set it based on a predetermined number of minutes to hours. Example, a new ride is scheduled for 4 p.m. If the auto assignment interval is set to 30 minutes before the ride will be assigned to the nearest available driver at 3:30 p.m. This means that there will be no assigned driver until 3:30 p.m. Automatically cancel rides if no drivers are assigned within allotted time. If enabled, auto dispatch will run for a given amount of time. If no driver is confirmed, the ride will be canceled and the customer will be notified. You have the option to disable it or set it to a predetermined number of minutes. The driver selection algorithm. With auto dispatch enabled, the system will automatically assign rides to drivers for a given amount of time. You are able to determine the algorithm that determines how these drivers are selected. There are 3 possible settings. Closest available driver. This means that the system will choose drivers based on their location and current schedule to choose a driver who is close to the pickup location and does not have a ride assigned during that time. The system uses a combination of distance and availability factors to make this decision, and it will assign drivers in order based on this ranking. Favorite drivers followed by closest available drivers. This means that the first drivers chosen for a ride will always be the customer's favorite drivers. Drivers will be chosen in the same order as they appear on the customer's profile. You can manage and rearrange this list on the customer's profile at any time. If the favorite drivers do not accept the ride, the system will then auto-dispatch based on the closest available driver. And then favorite drivers only. This means that auto-dispatch will only assign this ride to the customer's favorite driver. If the favorite drivers does not accept the ride, auto-dispatch will stop. Cycle through drivers list. Auto dispatch can run through the list of available drivers multiple times, giving drivers another opportunity to take the trip. Each of these cycles can also be limited by a radius to ensure that drivers are close enough to the pickup point. A recommended implementation would be to have the first cycle go through a short radius that's close to the pickup point, for example, 5 miles, followed by a second with a larger radius of maybe 10 to 15 miles. That gives more drivers the opportunity to take the trip. These customizations are put in place to ensure that the passenger is assigned the best driver in the shortest amount of time possible. You can click Save Changes to make sure your change is saved. Widgets.